Hey guys, I haven't been around much today, but I heard you guys had a pretty exciting day today.
We got shot.
You got shot, not with a gun, but with needles, right? So Toby got like 6 shots. You happy little guy? That's good.
He got 3 on
You got shot on your arm? Where did they put it, Hallie? On your arm?
Her leg.
On your leg.
Mine is right here.
And Nicole went and helped out, right? Because I had worked through that a couple meetings, so I didn't get to go. I want to ask you a question, Hannah, okay?
What?
So who are these people on this cup right here? Who is that?
Buddy Quest?
Buddy Quest? And what is Buddy Quest? It says coming soon, but what is it?
It's a app game.
On the iPad that you play?
Mm-hmm.
And you like it? Is it one of your favorite games to play?
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, Daddy goes out to Buddy Quest like every month, right? The Life Tree family people I've been working with out in Colorado. I go out there every month and I help them. We talk a little about Buddy Quest, but then we do other things with videos for parents, right? And helping about parents and families and stuff. And would you like to fly on an airplane to go out there with me next month?
Yeah.
You want to go with me?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
I want to go.
You do? Maybe you can go another month. So what we're gonna do, Hannah, is you're gonna fly out to Colorado with me, okay? And we're gonna fly on an airplane. You can have the window seat so you can look out from the ground below while we fly. Is that exciting? And we're gonna go out there, spend a couple days working, meeting with some people. You can be in some videos, okay? Some of their videos, and talk about Buddy Quest. And also talk about being a kid in a family and stuff like that for what they're doing on YouTube, okay? And then, you hear something special? Then you and I can go hiking on the last day in some of the tallest mountains in the country. To lakes, and we can see elk and foxes and lots of deer with big antlers all in the woods. And it'd be really amazing. We go hiking. You want to do that with Daddy? That sound fun? It'd be just a Daddy and Hannah trip for a few days. If you can do that, we'll stay in a hotel room. We'll be in a rental car together and everything. Just you and me? You want to do that? You excited? Hey, give me a high five. Yeah. See, you and I can go and do this too sometime. You know that? It'd be exciting. Maybe not to Colorado, but we'll do something. We'll have to see. But when you get a little bit older, okay? And then we can do something like that too. This will be Hannah's very first time to fly in an airplane. Well, no. She flew when she was little.
Remember.
Yeah, how old was she? Like a couple months?
Her first Christmas, she flew, so August.
Less than a year.
November, December.
4 months old. So, but she doesn't remember it. So this will be her first time to sit in an airplane and remember it. It'll be so fun. Cool. And one of the things we've been doing here lately at our meals, not just dinner time, but breakfast, lunch, because we tend to have a few meals together every day as a family, which is nice. Read the Bible. So we are up to Genesis chapter 18, okay? And then it's just a good way, like their hands are active, we're all doing something together, they have attention. Yeah, you guys read Samuel with Hannah earlier. But it's just a kind of a good way to have something to talk about around the table without like trying to have another scheduled time when kids are going different directions and people are trying to do other things. So it's a good opportunity to read, right, Hallie? She just keeps asking, and the kids keep asking too. They're like, "Can we read the Bible at dinner?" Right? So yes, we can. Dana checked our P.O. box today, and it looks like you guys sent us some stuff. We got 2 packages and an envelope. Maybe this is gonna be something like about, well, yeah, maybe for the twins, or maybe some states, some postcards. You guys said you were sending us some postcards as we learn the states as part of our homeschool. So that'd be cool. All right, let's open the first one. A lady named Jane sent us these stickers, guys, from North Carolina.
I want this one.
What state is that? I just told you, I guess.
North Carolina.
Yeah, you recognize that state? And there's stickers. You could like, can you guys do that, Sam, with your sign? I think you could looks like you go like that. Can you do that? Yep. I don't see. I'm not into the whole college or sports thing. But this is North Carolina State. This is their college. The Wolf Pack. That's what they're called. North Carolina Wolf Packs. They're cool. Thank you so much for that. Well, should we open up this one next? Right here, this big one. This one is from Christine M. in Idaho, guys. What's in here? Look at the presents. You think they're for the twins? It says blessings on it. Why don't you go give that to mommy? Aw, little
Cute little feet stickers. And then little hands.
Aw, that's cute. Oh, earrings? Yeah, don't lose. Oh, these are little bracelets, I think.
Little bracelets. Oh.
Yeah. So you help tell the twins apart.
Yeah. Christine said, Dear Tim and Dana, I wanted to send you this gift to welcome your 2 new blessings. I love watching your videos and greatly admire the way you are raising your children to live good people, driven by God. I hope to one day raise my own family and find you inspirational. May God bless you always, Christine.
Mom,
Thank you.
there's little feet and hands on this, and there's little feet on this.
on the present. Let's open it up. Okay.
Let's try not to.
Left-handed cuts. Here we go.
Whoa, these are little, like little
They're so
pants.
noodle.
These are little pants.
Little
Cute.
and little black ones too.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. And then Zeke got some shirts. It looks like pink and purple.
Pink and
Perfect. With a little twin babies. What's on them?
Adorable.
A little owl. And,
Peekaboo.
aw.
Little panda. And an owl. Those are adorable.
Oh, little socks!
That's
I
fun.
like the tie-dye. Y'all have been wanting to tie-dye. Hey, they match your shirt.
Cool. Thank you very much, Christine.
babies.
These are amazing. So cool. Love it.
Fun. Oh, little purple and pink and purple tie-dye.
This
I know
one
what
is
this
from,
This is from Kimmy.
Kimmy and Callan, I think, right? That's what the return address said. Thank you, Kimmy. What's in there?
You can hold them.
Yeah, let's not lose those. We're gonna need those.
Look, I love
Aw.
Oh, look how teeny tiny that is.
What? Kids don't come out that small, do they, Toby? Look how big you are. You're a little guy.
The pink zebra.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cute.
Aw.
Man, they're so small.
They're gonna be tiny.
Really? What size are these?
They'll be as
Those are
tiny
newborn.
as you.
Newborn? Premature. Okay.
Oh my.
Oh.
This is what I love.
This
I love
is so
the soft
small.
and
Oh,
the zipper.
it's soft. I want over that. Not that.
Wait.
Different color, but it's really
Oh,
soft.
this is just what we need. I found a monkey one, but it was
So
black
cute.
and
And what's this
white
one? This is a
polka
monkey? Oh, a
dots,
cat and a
but
monkey.
I couldn't find it.
Aw, so cute.
There's more.
And leopards. We're gonna have little baby animals.
Toby's kind of
Oh, you like those, Tobes?
little
You're
mouse.
too big for those little
Oh,
guys.
mousy,
Little mouse on the bum.
Aw,
Oh, and on the
cute.
feet. Oh, how cute. I think, is this one a preemie? It is. This one is a preemie size.
So we might actually use those pretty
closer
quick.
to what the size that they'll be.
Look at this side.
And that's so
Yeah.
cute. These are adorable. Thank
Preemie.
you.
Mommy, this might be a preemie
Toby
too.
likes it.
Toby, you can't have that. Are
Toby's
you gonna cuddle your sisters
He
if they're
will.
wearing that little guy? Are you gonna cuddle your sisters?
Mom, all these are preemies. All the pretty pajamas.
No, these ones are
preemies.
new. These ones are a newborn size, and then this one's a preemie size.
I'm glad you guys liked our story of how Dan and I met and got married from Wednesday's vlog. There's a little piece in there that you guys were like, hey, we want to hear about that part, which is,
A breakup.
yeah, you can't talk about getting together and breaking up and getting back together again without explaining that part of the story. So Dan and I dated for 1.5 years, and then I broke up with her, and we were apart for 8 months. And then at the end of 8 months, we got back together again. And then 4 months after that, we got engaged. And then 3 months after that, we were married. So it went pretty quick at that point. So what was the breakup all about?
Oh, I'll start from the very, very beginning. The day that Tim and I saw each other in person for the first time ever, I wrote out my prayer that night because I felt like God was telling me that Tim was going to be the person that I should marry. And that was crazy to me, like being like, what? Like, I just met him today officially.
Sounds like Frozen. Yeah. I love crazy.
And so I wrote out my prayer and I was just like, God, I feel like you're telling me that Tim's the person that I'm supposed to be marrying. I don't really know if that's true or not, so that's why I'm writing out my prayer tonight. And I still have that prayer in my old Bible that I was using at the time that we met. I have it tucked away just because that was
Just a good reminder for when you question your decision.
God told me to marry you. That's why
I have
we're
it in
married.
writing.
So part of that was I started getting kind of cocky and confident in the fact that, like, well, this is the person that I'm going to marry. Like, God already told me that I'm going to marry him. So I did push my limits with that to test him and God in that and be like, well,
you were intentionally testing, but
I think
it did test us, though.
No, I think I was intentionally,
Oh, really?
immaturely testing that and not not trying to see how far I could push you, but just being like, well, if it's going to happen, then I can act however I want and it'll still happen, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
because God hadn't told me that. So I was like, well, you think whatever you want, lady, but no. Yeah, so Dana, just to be totally honest, became very emotionally overbearing.
And Tim came
very
emotionally
over-attached.
withdrawn.
Yeah, and I was like, what? Like, she's, you know, I wouldn't use the word psycho, but, you know, it's how you feel sometimes, you know, when this person's, like, overly attached. Like, I was like, this isn't healthy. Like, this was great for, like, I don't know, for a while, for a year or so. Maybe, I don't remember the exact timeline, but then it just started to go downhill. To the point where I was like, I'm done. Like, I can't take this anymore. And so I broke up with you right before your birthday, actually. And Dana still made me take her out on her birthday, which I did. I was like, well, we'll just be friends. This is what friends do.
I was like, you can't break up with a girl on their birthday.
It wasn't on your birthday, but it was like pretty close
like
to it.
a day or two before.
But I was just kind of like done. I was like, I don't even want to go like another day or two. Like I was like, I'd rather do it before her birthday than on her birthday. I remember sitting down at this dry creek, you and I kind of had that conversation. And so that was that.
When the summer started and I went back home to live for the summer and wasn't in school, you took off like 2 or 3 months of not talking to me at all.
Okay.
Like no conversation. I tried contacting you a few times, especially when I had my first time and only time I've ever lost a friend. I had a really close friend of me die, and Tim had always been my person to go to. I didn't have him. He wouldn't answer the phone or anything, like would not talk to me whatsoever. So that for me was really hard and difficult, but also a very good growing time for me. I was studying the fruit of the Spirit at that time, and just my summer like was completely like I only had God to depend on that summer, because I had just lost your friendship pretty much. I had like no contact with you, and so it was like the toughest time that I've ever gone through.
So that was during the summer when you were gone.
But also a very good like growing time for me as well.
And then you came back for school because you're still in college. So you finished up school and you came back as a volunteer?
Yep, I was still, well, we had a youth trip that we co-led that summer out in Pennsylvania or New Jersey or whatever. We took the youth. And I almost didn't go on that trip either because of our stuff. But I had raised funds, and I had a lot of people that had sent money for me to be able to go on that trip and minister to inner city kids.
Yeah.
That was we actually hung out. That was when things were starting to get a little bit better, I think.
I remember. I don't remember a whole lot about.
Because I remember our friend Ryan going home and telling Becky that we were going to get married.
Yeah.
That he was like, they're going to get married.
Which now Ryan is now my accountant for my business, ironically. But anyway, so then that's when we started. Like,
we started talking a little bit more.
Yeah, but it was after like I couldn't stand to be around you anymore. I was like, I'm still seeing her. I got to leave the church, and so that's when our pastor said, "Well, I hear you, Tim, but before you leave, I want you and Dana to meet with us every other week, or meet with him. He wanted us to meet with him every other week." For 3 months, and then at Christmas, that was like October or September.
November, December is when we met with them.
Yeah, and so then that would have ended, at the end of the year. He said, the beginning of next year you can go, if you want, and have my blessing and everything. So we did, and basically he just kind of took us through premarital counseling.
Without telling us.
Yeah, we didn't know that, and
the way that
through a lot of stuff.
Tons of stuff. And we were both, when we started it, we were both like, not happy with each other at all. Like,
yeah, didn't sitting really next to her.
Like, we didn't want to work through things. We were just like, why are we doing this? But the thing that hooked me with it was, our pastor said, if you don't learn about relationship stuff with each other, then you're gonna have these same exact issues with the next person you date, and then you're gonna have to go through it then. So you might as well go ahead and learn with each other instead. So
yeah, I don't remember that, but it sounds like something he would say.
But I also remember him saying at the end of it that he saw something special in us, and that's why he put that effort into us at that time that he did.
So we went through that with him, and then at the end of it, after 3 months, I was like, well, am I supposed to get back together with her? Like, I really don't want to get back into what I was in before. And so I took a week and just really like hardcore, just like tried to listen to what God was saying. At the end of it, it felt like, yeah, like this is the person you're gonna get married to.
There was another thing that you had said, like towards the end of it. I don't know if you remember this part or not. There was a conflict that had happened, and that you were impressed with my maturity at that point of how I had handled it. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Is it the conflict with the other youth leaders?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that now. I forgot about that, but now I remember. So
I just remember having the phone conversation, how you were like, I'm very impressed with how...
Compared to where you were, like...
When you broke up with me.
A year before. Yeah. So we got back together again. Dana, the way we got back together was Dana was living about 3 hours away at that point with her parents.
I forgot about that.
And she had just had her tonsils taken out, and so she couldn't talk. And so I drove out there 3 hours to hang out for a little while for the afternoon. I don't remember how long I was there, but and so we're having this conversation, and Dana's like crying and everything, but she can't really because she can't like move her mouth really at all. And so she had a whiteboard with a dry erase marker. She's right. So I would say something. She would cry, write it on the whiteboard, show it to me. I would read the whiteboard, and then I'd say my response, and be like, wait a minute. It's like not the usual way of having that type of conversation, but that's how it went down. And
you gave me my Christmas present.
I guess
Didn't you? Wasn't that the To Be Continued book?
I don't remember.
When you asked me back out.
Probably.
Let me find it. I can't get up off the couch.
Baby. I found the book, and this is the one Dana was thinking of right here.
This is the story of our romance from beginning to present. I think you gave this to me before you asked me back out. Somebody's eaten our book. There's our first day of hanging out.
Yeah.
Again. There's the tree. Brahms. Nice.
That's where we started, yeah. Oh, this is a chronological.
Look at that. He even made me a sweatshirt with a picture of when we
Look at that.
started
Look at me
happening.
going, yeah. I think our pictures are so corny.
Go to Cowboys game.
Christmas. And Valentine's Day. Prank 'em. I think that video is still on our channel.
And birthday when we were not together.
That's when we were not together. Yeah.
And that was tough. Your
Graduation.
graduation, we were not together.
Yeah.
And you still invited me.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
I don't either. And there's the camp you're talking about.
Yeah, there's the camp that we went on.
Together in New York.
Hey, I totally forgot about the hair.
What about the hair?
My hair was pretty long right there because Tim liked long hair. And so I grew it out because Tim liked long hair. And while we were broken up, I chopped it off because I was ticked.
And then it's kind of cute.
And it was really cute. And my whole plan to chop my hair off to make him mad or something backfired, and he liked it better. And now we jump to December. We've already been doing premarital counseling for 2 months, and we're obviously getting along.
And then there's Christmas.
And then that was
that's when we got
Christmas.
back together again.
And then you gave this to me.
Ooh, I dropped the L word.
You did, and you asked me if I would be your girlfriend again.
And what did you say?
Yes, of course.
And so that's the story of the breakup and getting back together again. So,
which leads up to the engagement story and why that maybe shouldn't have happened.
You want to... Okay, Dana's going to keep drawing out all these stories for you. So you got to comment again if you're still watching at this point and want to hear about why I almost didn't propose to Dana. After I'd already bought the ring, she didn't know I had bought it, but I was like, almost changed my mind. So
you didn't almost change your mind. You just almost ruined the whole nice
yeah, because I was so frustrated with you. If you want to hear that story, comment below. I'm sure you will, and I'm sure we'll be talking about this on Monday. Which will be fine. That'll be fun.
This has been fun, like, going back through. I like it a lot.
Dana's all giggly. She likes reminiscing about us.
I do. It's fun.
Yeah, we will see you guys on Monday. Bye.
That right there is the first picture that Tim ever saw of me when I was in 8th grade.
That's the only picture I've seen of you.
The only one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only picture I've ever seen of you until we met in person. So I was like, okay, well, she's friendly. She's a good personality.